Hi everyone, I'm Jocelyn from Transcend Wellness and welcome to this week's Healing Downloads. For those of you who are new, we come together every week to do a group session for all the subscribers, and then I download everybody to have a healing shift and a beautiful week. So let's start with the first deck. Let's see what's coming up for us all. So the first fractals that are coming up are showing that we need to detach and release and let go any old ancestral behaviors or patterns that have been holding us back, bringing flexibility in to make the transition that we need, removing anger or frustration that we're holding in our system that's slowing down everything, flushing it all out and make the changes that we need. So everybody take a deep breath. Now we have removing judgment, the judgment that we do to ourselves as well as others, and also our fear of judgment from others to us. When we live in that judgment, we're never free. We're always living our lives for everybody else. And then also, we're our own worst enemies. We judge ourselves and we tear ourselves down every single day. So these fractals are going to help shift that out, because once we can do that, it's going to quantum leap us to a whole new energy, interconnect everything so that we can open up to our infinite potential. So everybody take a deep breath. These fractals are going to help open up flexibility even more, because the more we try and control things, the more it slows everything down and the longer it's going to take for us to get our success. So these fractals are going to help us to metamorphose, transition out of that stuck state into that flexible, resilient, versatile state. So everybody take a deep breath. There's some conflict coming up that we need to flush off and resolve. Some of the conflict is coming from suppression. So when we live our life in fear of judgment, we suppress ourselves, we suppress what we want to, and if we're not living our purpose, we cause unnecessary conflict. So this is going to help us to remove that, open it all up, remove the suppression, give us clarity and comfort us through the process. Everybody take a deep breath. These fractals are going to help us to release even more anger on a deeper level that's causing all these emotional weaknesses, triggers from influences, whether it's relationships, circumstances. Let's just flush it all out, then open up our abundance, and then have everything flawlessly integrate together, releasing anything that's still stuck or crunchy. So everybody take a deep breath. Now we have removing all this old suffering and harm that we've been holding in our bodies, in our organs, cells, in our energy, flushing it all out because it's been weighing us down. It's also removing fear of future harm. So just dumping all of that out, we can then ignite our ambition and our passion again to help us to do the things that we really want to. Coming up on 9/9, Mars is going into retrograde, so that's going to really help us to put into action everything that we've been procrastinating on. September is a month of wrapping everything up, so these fractals are going to help us to feel safe and secure to be able to do that and re-energize us. So everybody take a deep breath. These fractals are going to help us to rise out of that lower ego of all those fears, those worries, doubts, and anxieties into that higher ego of faith, love, trust, self-assurance, to end this old cycle, beginning a new cycle where we no longer need permission from anyone or anything to do what it is we truly want to do, to be our true selves, to help us to turn our wounds into wisdom so that we don't get stuck in the lessons and we can get the learnings fast and easy and shift it out. Because the longer we sit in the lessons, the bigger the issue becomes. But if you can remember these fractals, especially from now till the end of the year, where lots of triggers are going to be coming up to help us to make the shift that we need before the year ends, then you can transition through it a lot faster rather than being stuck in it. So everybody take a deep breath. These fractals are going to help recenter us and take our power back, releasing all that old baggage that's been weighing us down. It's important to help others, but not at the expense of ourselves. These fractals are showing that we've been helping everybody and driving ourselves crazy, helping everybody, draining ourselves, when what we really need to do is take a step back and work on ourselves, heal ourselves, recharge our battery so that we have more energy to then give others. So everybody take a deep breath. These fractals are going to help remove all the negative energies, negative entities, negative emotions that have been built up in our energy this last week, flushing it all out, aligning our chakras, opening up our chis, rising our vibrations, and balancing our elements. Take a deep breath. Now we have fractals that are really going to pull us out of the trenches, pull us out of being pushed by things around us, by people, by circumstances. Again, taking our power back, giving us new tools and skills to help us to do that so that we are not living our lives for anybody else. This is really important coming up. This is the shift that we need to make this year into the Aquarian age so that we're not constantly being like a pinball machine that's bouncing around by circumstances or people or things in our lives, so that we can really be able to be at peace, flow through everything, and do and align to exactly what we're meant to be doing for our own destinies and purpose. Everybody take a deep breath. Now we're bringing up forgiveness. Forgiveness to ourselves, forgiveness to others, others to us. Just healing everything with love. Helping us to realize that we are not obligated to anyone or anything. That we have a duty and a responsibility to do what we need to for ourselves and our journey, but not to anybody else. So that we're going to put in healthy boundaries so that we can keep in our power and then trust in ourselves. Take a deep breath. It's coming up that some of us have been going through a crisis this past week or are currently still going through a crisis. So this fractal is going to help to diffuse that, to help us to get the learnings, to shift out of it faster, but as well have patience through this journey. Because when we have something bad happen, we normally want it to resolve instantly. But we have to remember that part of the process is the journey. And remember that life isn't a destination, it is the journey, because our biggest shifts are going to come through that journey. So it's about trusting it and embracing it. Take a deep breath. The last deck is to help us to resolve karma and removing the overwhelmingness of it so that we can manifest our dreams and our goals. Everybody take a deep breath. Thank you everyone for joining us this week. And remember, this is a generalized group session for everybody that subscribes to this video. So if you'd like to delve deeper and find out what the exact roots are for you, you can book a session with me on our website. And please remember to remind yourself this week that life isn't just about the destination, it's also about the journey. We can make it a smooth journey or we can make it a difficult journey. If we just always focus and rush through getting to that destination and get frustrated that we're not there yet, it's going to make it a lot more difficult and probably going to take us a lot longer because we're going to cause unnecessary crises or lessons. But if we just take a deep breath, know that we're going to get to that destination as long as we take steps towards it every single day, then we can relax and we can embrace the journey and enjoy it and not miss out on everything. It's kind of like, if you're in the car and you need to get somewhere but you're stuck in traffic. By getting angry and frustrated about it, you're not going to get there any faster. If you calm down, you're just going to enjoy it a lot better. You're still going to get there and you're probably going to be in much better mood, and whoever you're meeting with is going to feel that as well. And you're going to have a much better day from there on out because everything trickles out. So just remind yourself, take a deep breath, flow through this. As the triggers come up, just let it be. I wish you all a peaceful and transformational week.